And everybody starts growing the hair longer, then brush cuts die down a bit. But the people that have brush cuts keep them. That's what I found out.
So if you're like a time traveler, the flat top would be the half cut.
Oh yeah, it's the one that can travel the best.
Yeah, I would say so. I would think so.
Yeah, I know.
That's it.
Hey! Can I keep it all? It's real too. Okay, thanks now.
Once you've had your haircut, you've got it exactly the way you want it, the next step is to take the haircut passport and make the haircut passport. To do this, you need to take a digital camera and you take a shot from the front, from the sides, both sides, and from the back. And then you just simply print them out, keep them with you inside your wallet instead of a little, well, like a photo case or something like that. Anytime you buy a wallet, you usually get those annoying things you're supposed to keep pictures of your family in, which no one ever does. So what you do is you take those little plastic things out and you shove your WOG pictures in there and boom, good to go. You got your haircut passport. Want to get your hair cut at least once every 2 weeks, because if you wait longer than that, you wind up with the same effect I had, where it looks like you've been attacked savagely by some sort of weird cult. So the number one thing is you want to keep it nice and steady, and that keeps the same, very adapted to how you look. You know, the first time you show up with this haircut, they're like, oh, geez, your hair's short. You're like, yeah, it's for the summer, you know, the barber, you know, he did a heck of a job. I don't know what he's doing, you know, but anyway, I guess his hair is really nice though, and they talk, well, I guess it's kind of cool, you know, it's like a lot of people shave their heads and that. Same sort of idea. So, and the importance though to get a haircut once you got it the way you want it, the importance of the haircut passport is of course the importance of having a digital camera. Me, I use one of these. It's one of the James Bond digital cameras, which is a surveillance camera which you can buy for about 80 bucks. Takes a pretty low quality image really when you get right down to it. But when you need to just take a photo of like some information you want to keep track of, or perhaps you want to take a photo of an instant, there's a lot of ways you can make little movies with these. You can sit them down and like have it open and have it take a series of photographs every so many minutes. So if you were somewhere that you weren't allowed to be taking pictures, which is just a ridiculous rule really, you should, because if you can't, like really, what are pictures other than just a captured version of what you see? So if you're not allowed, saying you're not allowed to take pictures, a lot like saying you're not allowed to see this, and we're not allowed to record this because this isn't really happening. Not being able to film is ridiculous. It's a stupid law, okay? It doesn't make sense. How is filming in any way hurting anyone? All it's doing is recording what's actually happening. So in essence, filming is really the greatest personification of what the truth is. Now when you take film and you alter it to have like a certain angle or whatever, then yes, obviously you're creating influence. But even still, is what Michael Moore or what George Bush does with their film propaganda, is that illegal? No. Is it immoral? Questionable. But I don't think it should be made illegal, not by any stretch of the imagination. So now we have the ability to spend $80 at ThinkGeek or any number of places that would carry an item like this, and you will get yourself a James Bond surveillance camera that looks like a Zippo lighter. Do you realize how incredibly powerful that is? For $80, you can get an item which 25 years ago would have had you sentenced to death. This is an item that 25 years ago didn't exist. We have the ability to record sound, video, media. You can record the goings-on, and I think it can take up to like 20 minutes of movies. And this is nothing. This thing's a toy. Okay, the quality is garbage when you're done, but you have the ability to capture it. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is the kind of thing that happens when you look at your laptop for the first time. When you sit back and you realize, my God, what I have here is a computer. It's an amazing computer that has the ability to connect me with the entire world. I have more resources than any king in medieval times. I have the ability now to affect my environment and increase my mind to the levels at which university students 50 years ago couldn't dream. We have resources, connectivity to conspiracy files, to secret information like we've never had before, but most of us are too bored or too apathetic or too drugged, maybe too depressed. Maybe we got too much chloroform from all the tetracycline and our toothpaste and whatnot, but for some reason we just don't care. We don't pay attention to what's going on around us. But few of us, those of us wogs out there, we take media and we record it and we share it because we know what's happening in the real world. My name is Sean Kennedy, and I am the fucking man. A lot of people understand the WOG lifestyle. A lot of people like the WOG clothing, the WOG look of things, but they're not willing to take the final steps, the most essential steps of being a WOG, which is controlling your influences. People are still watching lots of TV. Well, I just like this show and I just like that show. Okay, that's fine. If you want to watch the shows, buy the DVDs. Acquire the programs without the programming. That's a good idea. But what's not a good idea is for you to keep accepting all this influence into your life. Your brain is an engine. It's cells and matter and neurons that have processes that people are placing millions of dollars into to hack your head. And the more ports you have open, the more vulnerable you are. First of all, you need to read. You need to read, and you need to read the right things. Yes, okay, fine. If you're not reading at all, you can read whatever you want. Don't read magazines, for God's sakes. Read something, well, unless it's an ad magazine like Adbusters or something like that, but don't read mainstream. You can't. You've got to read, there's all kinds of books, all kinds of fiction, non-fiction, literature that explains what, have you read 1984? Have you actually read 1984? Everyone talks about George Orwell's 1984. Have you read it? Probably not. So read the book. Read Snow Crash. Read Islands in the Net. Read all these books that are like prophecy. We need to read these things. You need to read into your reality. You need to be able to read into your reality. This is the whole point. If you can't control what goes into your brain, then you're not going to control what comes out of your mouth. This is just very basic common sense. The whole point of being a WOG doesn't start out here with your clothing. It starts up here. It's all in the mind. You've got to get outside of the box, and so that you can look at the box and help others get outside of the box. That's how we're going to win this thing. We can't just stand back and let corporations walk all over us and the corpolitical mindset just govern what we see, hear, and read. Ben Bendikian's Media Monopoly said that by this time, only 7 people would control everything we see, hear, and read. 7 people. So what are you missing? What's going on in the world? I do the best I can, but there's only so much I can do. You have just as much capability as I do to infiltrate into society, to infiltrate into the core political structure, to infiltrate into the world. Find this information out. Get this information to who? To the fellow WOGs, so we all become stronger. This is what independent media is for. Don't hate the media, become the media. But before we can do any of that, you have to control your influences. What makes youth say what is cool? What defines cool to you? Who tells you cool? Is it the television? Is it the Oscars? Is it, modern films that are coming out in multi-million-dollar megabuck theaters? Is that what's telling you what's cool? All the little soda cans and everything all strategically placed? None of that is by accident. None of that's by accident. We all have role models for people that don't exist. That's who we're all trying to be. It's a nightmare. I don't know how that works. How did that happen? That's not what I wanted, but yet we all believe it. And what's worse is we know we believe it. We know it's wrong, and there's nothing we can do about it. That's insane. That's insane. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how that works. Yet, everyone just kind of blindly moves along, accepting more and more data. That's fire hose for you. They turn the fire hose on, everyone takes from there. You only get what comes out of the fire hose. You have to spread out. You have to make sure that you explore other options. Fringe thinkers, fringe idea, fringe artists. Yeah, there's a lot of wackos out there, and maybe I'm one of them. But the point is, you have to go to external media sources. You have to control what goes into your mind. It's your choice. It's your head. If you don't decide what programs your personality, you can guarantee someone else will. My name is Sean Kennedy, and I am the fucking man.